Hello everyone, welcome to another Urban Pixel Minecraft exhibit. So this is the second episode in the airport edition of our Urban Pixel series, and today we'll be talking about the main airport terminal. And so this will be a quick video, it's quite late at the time of recording. So we're only really going to talk about this main terminal area here. And so let's get right into it. So first off, you could see that the roof is very high and the terminal is very open space, and it's consistently very brightly lit with this floor. And let me make it nighttime really quick to show this effect that I've made in previous videos. I did explain how I lined the entire floor with a light block, and then I would put a slab over it to allow the light to pass through. And so as you can see, the lights on this roof would be much too high to light up this floor. But of course, you can't have an airport terminal that's dark. And so I once again used this design. And as you can see, throughout this entire floor, there is a sea lantern underneath. So let's quickly go into the arrivals terminal and we'll actually see this design in the baggage claim area. These are the blocks that are actually lighting up the part of the roof above. And so let's go back into the departures terminal. So as you can see, different airline check-ins are surrounded through this relatively small check-in area. We have Delta, which is indicated by this backboard with the red and blue design with an arrow pointing to the right and a white sign. And all of the check-in desks are pretty much designed the same. The roof like this, so the check-ins are usually split into two halves like this. The airline billboard is located in the middle, and then there's kind of like this roof thing that goes over on either side. There's usually a television which shows whether the check-in line is like economy plus or business, or if there's like a special needs check-in desk. That's what these TVs are showing. And as you can see, each desk has each section where you can check in your baggage has a chair along with a computer screen like so. And one little detail that I'd like to talk about is actually how I included a slab on every section of the block like this. And so if you travel frequently, you'll know that airlines make you weigh your baggage. And most recently when I was at an airport, I noticed that this weighing scale was actually about half the height of the counter. And so when you have a baggage, you would load it onto the scale right here, which is about half the height like this. And so each one of these half blocks indicates there is a weighing scale. And of course, once the worker finishes taking the baggage off the weighing scale, they would throw it back onto this conveyor belt behind, which would take it down and behind the desk into the bottom part of the airport where the luggages are transferred. So as you can see, the conveyor belt leads behind there and goes down a fence like this. And once again, we have the same design with the half slab, the table, and the computer here with the desk. And so let's just go over which airlines we have at the airport. So all of these are based off of real designs that you see in airports. So for example, this back is American Airlines. I did actually recently fly American Airlines for a trip recently to California, and this was the look of the check-in area at JFK Airport Terminal 8. And then here we have JetBlue. And of course, this is Southwest. And so the other detail I wanted to talk about was, so as you can see, you can just get a little bit more look of the conveyor belt designs. These ones actually have workers behind them, like this, so you can see, and then the conveyor belt going behind like this, and the fence like that where the luggages go down. The other thing we have is self-check-in kiosks, which are actually becoming a lot more prevalent in modern airports. And so what these machines allow you to do is you can print your boarding pass, you can check in online, you can do any of those sort of things. And so that's kind of what this machine represents. I've built this with one full quartz block, one quartz stair, and two colored banners on the sides indicating which airline the machine belongs to. So for example, this machine with the light banners belongs to JetBlue. There's a lot of Southwest self-check-in machines like this. And I've put them right by the check-in area because that's how they are in airports. So, yeah, that's kind of just a little detail that was really... Sorry, okay, here we go. And once we reach the back of the terminal, we will see this large section, and I put a sign here that says all passengers. And so as you can see, there's a large billboard with these lights. This indicates that all passengers who are wanting to go to the gates are only ticketed passengers are obviously allowed through this section, and this is where it leads to security. And I've chose the black stained glass pattern because of these pole looking like things. So yeah, I've just made it into a big line pattern like this. Big billboard showing the departure and arrival times for flights. And a yellow sign up here giving information on the gate areas. And so for the last thing today, to wrap up our video, we'll be talking about the security section, since it's also on the upper floor. So when you reach the end of the line, you'll be assigned by someone on the side to one of these yellow spots, and then you'll then be called to one of the security checkpoints by one of these 3 people working at the TSA. And these are the first people you encounter in security, and they are in charge of checking your passport if you're flying international, or they check your ID if you're flying domestic, or they check your boarding pass at all times. And so before you're allowed through security, they check your boarding pass, ensure that you are a ticketed passenger, and sometimes they even take a picture of you. And so that's what this represents here. And I've put a person behind each chair, and I've put a pole like this so that they can't escape. And we also have the X-ray scanning. And so I've chosen this block design, which is kind of these like rolly things. It's really just quartz columns that are lined up side to side like this. But it does actually kind of look like the those cylinders that are used to roll baggages down. And so you could place your baggage here and it'll roll down that way. And the actual scanning part of the machine is this part, which is kind of like a heart-shaped circle like this. And in order to check what's going through the machine, there is a desk behind like this with a computer, and there'll be a worker checking there what's behind everything. And of course, there's no airport without the metal detectors, and so I've done that with a quick yellow block to show where to stand, and then there's a red beep like this, and this has all been made with glass panes. And so we're going to walk through right there. And this last section of the security is kind of a newer technology that we've been seeing in airports, which is you stand through, you hold your hands up, the thing will close, and an X-ray will go across the front of the screen like this, which detects the full body instead of just metal. And so yeah, once we're through security, we would pass down these 2 escalators and we'll be into the main gate area. But for now, yes, all passengers are going down those escalators. But for now, we will have to save that for the next video. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If there's anything you'd like to see me build or talk about, just please let me know in the comments. And make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.